Alright guys, what is going on today? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm talking about the new Boruto episode 227. Now in this episode we see a lot of wholesome stuff from the Uchiha family. Then you have the end of the episode as well, and this episode is more on Sarada facing her feelings and becoming the new captain of Team 7, where she was really anxious and she was really nervous that they had to leave Konohamaru behind. In my opinion, Konohamaru wasn't needed much. Alright, this guy's fodder all around. So regardless of Konohamaru there or not, I think Team 7 can operate on their own. Just look at the Boro fight. Sarada led that as the captain, and even in this episode too when they saved Konohamaru. Now we know Konohamaru could have saved himself, but he wanted to save those villagers. But this adds on Sarada's character of becoming the captain. But talking about Konohamaru, it's like, yo, they finally gave Konohamaru a proper way out. This guy actually got his enemy this time, and he used a Rasengan, and he actually won one. Unlike before, every time we see Konohamaru, he's down. I mean, hey, this episode too, Konohamaru was down. But at least now he finished it with a proper Rasengan and finally hit his enemy. You know, because that's the only attack my guy knows is a Rasengan. But looking at this episode was really wholesome. I liked the Sarada, Sakura, and Sasuke moment. Sarada was so anxious about what was going to happen with her team, and then you see Sasuke come to her room and gives her a nice little talk. And I actually like these interactions between Sasuke, Sarada, and Sakura. To me, these interactions feel much more realistic and much better than the Boruto and Naruto and Himawari and Hinata type of talks they have in their house. Because when Sarada's having an issue, she talks to her parents about it. While with Boruto and them, they don't talk too much to their parents, except maybe Boruto in the beginning he did when he was talking to his mom, but that's about it. He never talks to Hinata ever again much after that. And I'm talking early, like episode 1 to 65, in that range. So the Sarada moment was done really nicely. She's a Chunin now, and now she is the leader of Team 7. That means Konohamaru is no more. And I'll be honest, Konohamaru didn't do too much. Like, if you look at the past episodes, sure, he helped them in the beginning when they were still a bit weaker, and they built their way up. Now Team 7 has their own new captain. I don't think they even need Konohamaru at all. I'm pretty sure Kawaki's gonna substitute here and there as a 4th member, but that's about it. Konohamaru is not needed, and I think Konohamaru might possibly die in the future, awakening Sarada's Mangekyo, because the guy's hella useless. But then again, I know he won't die because, you know, he needs to become the 8th Hokage and then Sarada the 9th. But with this episode, basically Konohamaru was trapped and he was waiting till it hit sundown, but then Team 7 came and rescued Konohamaru. Now the thing that kind of got me about this episode was the fighting. It felt so out of depth. Like, every time they fought, it wasn't that great. Like, every attack was being censored in a way. When Konohamaru was getting punched, they don't show the punches as much. Even when the guy with the stick was about to hurt those people, you know they're gonna block that attack out easily. But then again, this is a smaller episode. It wasn't as serious as the older episode, so I obviously understand they're not gonna put much effort into making actual fight sequences for these type of episodes. Now what got me was the Boruto and his sexy jutsu. Now what I caught right off the bat was that they censored out his sexy jutsu even more. But what I don't get is, you had the Ishiki arc that you had Naruto, Sasuke and them fight Ishiki, and then you had borushiki and all that. You've seen a man's eye get stabbed, you've seen a man get beat up. You're telling me you're gonna censor this other stuff? Bro, what's going on? Like I said, this episode had a lot of censoring in terms of fighting as well. You don't see any punches, like you don't see any actual attack. Even when Boruto, Sarada meets, he attacked the goons, there's nothing shown, it just skipped. It's just small little pictures. So when Boruto's sexy jutsu had a cloak on it, I knew right off the bat, like, bro, they're censoring it. I remember back in the Mujina Bandits arc when with Tento, Boruto was straight showing out that shit. But in this, they toned it down a bit, which, like I said, surprised me after everything we just came off of. And now they're kind of toning it down a bit. It's like, eh. But Boruto's sexy jutsu does look like Hanabi, except a blonde version with blue eyes. It's literally the same as Hanabi. For those people who see Hanabi differently, you know where I'm going with this. So then Konohamaru gets saved and they free up all the villagers, and basically they head back to the village. Now what got me during the end of this episode was that Sarada was blushing. Now I don't know what Boruto said to Sarada that made her flustered in that one picture at the end. Like I said, I'm a borusara shipper. Anytime I see some stuff going down, bro, I'm gonna have to hand it out. Simple 1-2, you know? So I wonder what he said to her for her to do that. So once everyone got back to the village, they had the Chunin ceremony. To be honest, I thought the Chunin ceremony would have been somewhere more special, but from the looks of it, it didn't look like that. It was just in the Hokage office. But then again, there weren't as many Chunins in this Chunin exam as to Naruto and all that. But I was expecting a better celebration of them, but that didn't happen. So then you had everybody promoted a Chunin, and that was it for this episode. Now one thing I gotta point out is Sarada wearing her Chunin vest. Now the thing with the Chunin vest that gets me is it doesn't match her design design her character. So I don't think she's gonna wear the Chunin vest. She's still gonna have it though. I think she only wore it for that one occasion just now, but that's about it. Because in the picture they took at the ending, her vest is off. Or if she's gonna be like Sakura, where in Naruto Shippuden she would wear a regular outfit in the village, and then on missions she would wear the vest and everything, it could be like that. But I don't think Sarada's going to wear the vest. It just doesn't suit her colors at all. That's my opinion on that. But otherwise, this episode was nice, wholesome, the beginning and the ending. The middle was to me, but that's okay. After this, we have the Kawaki episodes coming up, where Kawaki becomes a genin, and I think once he becomes a genin, they're going to show the panels of chapter 59, and then once the Kawaki arc's done and we're into, I'd say, January or middle of January also, with these extra canon episodes coming out, we might start off back with the manga content. Because if next chapter is 65, and I think in few more chapters we might get the time skips, I think like January to March, in between that range we might get the time skip, so then the anime might catch up to the manga at that point. So with the Kawaki stuff, we're gonna have maybe 4 episodes, then they're gonna have another arc maybe with Sarada's 3 Tomo for all we know, and then it's gonna get right back to the manga content. And once the manga content comes back, then we're gonna head towards the time skip, maybe around March if anything. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos to come.